Hi there, Mehdi here again with another session of IELTS Booster. In today's session, we're going to work on a particular type of gap fill tests for the listening module. So let's see what we have for today. Alright, we are going to work on another mini lesson, so listening skill again, and be careful, and mini lesson 4, and then we are going to work on gap fill part 2, which is note completion. So this is our major lesson for today. And what do we have in the table of contents? What are the best practices for gap fill tests part 2 and note completion? And what I mean by note completion, just take a look at this example. Notes on sports club. So this is one of the very common examples of note completion form that you're going to have for the IELTS. Mostly appears in the primary sections. So facilities, and just take a look at that. There's an example there. There's a title and this and that. We're going to work on all of these components so that we can enhance our efficiency in our exam and in our journey. So Okay, so note completion, and let's see what about note completion. What shall we do about it? So what are the best practices? One thing you would like to know at the very beginning is that note completion normally appears for section 1 and section 2 of the listening module. So because there's, it's not very difficult, it's not very complicated. There's going to be a form, and so you're going to read what the form is all about, which is the heading and the title of that. That's really important, and then you're going to read those blanks. If there's a blank, you're going to use the blank of the words, or otherwise you need to write yourself, and that's not going to be normally more than 3. The combination of letters and numbers will not exceed more than 3. So like address, writing the address, you write the unit number, the name of the building, the number of the building, or probably the street's name. It's just going to be 3 maximum. But if it says one word and you write 2 words, the correct answer might probably be the second word, but because you wrote the first, 2 words instead of 1, they're going to take one of them, and it's going to be an incorrect, you're going to be penalized for it. So be careful to read and highlight the number of words, numbers, or words you are required to write in the blank space for that particular note completion that you're doing. And what else do you think would be very important? How do you think we know what's going on inside the form? So the answer is clear: reading the title. So when you read the title, you're going to use your own previous information about it. So if you are going to fill in a form for booking a hotel, so you know what booking a hotel is like, you call, or there might be some specific information about it if it appears in task 2 or task 1 that we talked about them in the last session, what they might be like. So you basically read the questions, and you've got to develop your sensibility and whatever your previous information was about. So what do you know about this topic? What do you guess about it? These are very important to take into consideration. And then we have after the note completion, so we're going to ask ourselves, all right, so in order to find the best match or the best fit for those gap fills, I need to probably use some filters. We worked on the grammar filter last session, and it appears that it's really important. So if you would like to break it down into details and make it easier for us so that we can work on those skills, and we can enhance a bit of our efficiency in our proficiency, let's say, it would be very practical. So a grammatical filter is, we talked about a grammar filter last session, so you need to read the blank and see after you read. So the checklist is like this: reading the number of words, if there's a blank, there is no blank, how many words or numbers or whatever you're required to write, and then we read the title, we try to use our our logic, our previous information about what we know about the topic, and then we're going to apply the first grammar rule, grammar filter for all of those blanks when they come. So we read the titles, and then we apply the grammar filter for that one. Then there is lexical filter that you're going to do, apply all of these filters simultaneously at the same time. But I want you to apply the lexical meaning now, lexical filter where you read it and say, okay, what something that just sounds meaningful, what word shall I use to make it more complete, to make the sentence. So that's just, you're going to use your meaning this time. Okay, what does it mean? Does it make sense if I use it? Sometimes grammatically you can put many things, but it should make sense. So, and then the logical filter. So yes, you're going to use your logic. So apply your logic to see, okay, sometimes, if you know what's going on, you'd be you'll be likely to do it more correctly because you're expecting the words. And all of these filters are meant for you to be able to, guess, now what shall I put here? Because if you know what you're looking for, you can definitely find it. So, yes, and then we're going to work on, so an example to see how we can apply these three filters for that particular example. So take a look at this and look at this video that I just explained. It's a review, and then we're going to work on that example together. Okay, so let's take a look at this example. That, as you can see, it's section 2, question number 11 to 16. So look at this part. It says no more than how many words? No more than 3 words and or a number for each answer. So we know that we are able to use maximum 3. And then the National Arts Centre. So anything you know about National Arts Centre, you can develop. So let's look at the questions and use all of those filters simultaneously. It says well known for, so it should be well known for something, basically, because you're talking about the National Arts Centre. And it says complex consists of this, and then number 12, this. Obviously, number 12 should be something like the others, but well known for something. So we should see what it might be well known for. It could be any quality related to that, any potential quality related to that one. And for question number 12, again, we see that we need a noun, and it should be something like the other amenities or facilities that center offers, like concert rooms, theaters, cinemas, art galleries. These are all. So you can use the other items to make more potential and much better guesses. Number 12, so it would be something like those. And then look at number 13. So we have 1940, historical background. 1940, area destroyed by bombs. 1960s, which is almost 20 years. So 1940s would be in the World War, so some bomb stories, and then 1960s would probably be a reconstruction of the building and center was what? You see, was reopened or reconstructed. One of these, it would make sense to be one of those or something similar to those. And then in beep or blank opened to public, obviously it should be in. Yes, something to do with year, or it's probable for, or probably an era, but year would be very, so we're looking for a number here mostly. And managed by obviously a person, and then opened, blah, 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 days per year, so it should be again a number. How many years is it open a year? So we see that by just applying all the filters simultaneously and developing your logic, a sense of logic, you will be able to make very good potential guesses, and now you're ready for what you're going to hear. And you need to also underline some important information that you think might be necessary for you at this point. Okay. Okay, so a quick wrap up for the end of our today's session. We worked on checking the number of words that you are required to put in each one of those. So are you required to use one word, two words, or maximum three words and letters, words and numbers both together? How many words are you required to put in that? Is there, so you're going to ask yourself these checklists. The second checklist was this: is there a blank, or shall I put the words in, myself? That's very important. And then you're going to look at the title and guess what's what. There's going to be a form. It's going to be a note completion. So anything that you would like to leave a note on, that would be like this. There's going to be a blank, and you're going to finish by listening to the content. So look at the title and guess, because you might have had such experiences earlier, or you might have done lots of exercises and practices for that purpose. And then apply the grammar filter to assess the blank. We talked about it. And then we can talk about the lexical filter, which is about the meaning of the words. And what meaning, what shall I put to complete that sentence and make it more meaningful in the blank. And then apply your logic and your background information. So what I know about it, have I experienced this before, and this and that. So if there is, just be careful, if there is a certain bank for it, you need to put A, B, C, D in your answer sheet in the end. Otherwise, you need to just write, and you're going to write the answers in your booklet, because you will have 10 minutes in the end to transfer your answers into your answer sheet. So thank you very much for watching the video. Thank you very much for subscribing to my YouTube channel so that I can, and thank you very much also for sharing with your friends, so that if you think that the content is useful and you can get to know the exam, or you can apply such techniques and strategies for other similar exams as well, you can share it with your friends. I'd be so thankful, and I'd be much obliged. And thank you so much. Okay, stay with me for more types. We're going to work on another type of the gap fill tests for the next proportion, which have some similarities with these, but it has some specifications, some specific details of its own. So stay with me, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye, or evening, I don't know. Bye.